Well, that was scary. My AI assistant almost got me to publish Slander. Not because it lied, but because it sounded so confident, so authoritative, that I nearly passed its words along as truth. And here's the really scary part. I didn't even notice it at first. It looked polished, it named companies, it cited dates, it felt ready to publish. But when I slowed down, I realized this wasn't just confident writing. It was an accusation dressed up as fact. Let me show you how close I came, and the tool that saved me. To start, the facts themselves weren't in dispute. Between 2022 and 2023, several major technology companies restructured or downsized their responsible AI teams. Microsoft eliminated its ethics and society group. Meta dissolved its responsible innovation team. Google and Amazon reduced staff in responsible AI roles during broader layoffs. Twitter went further, cutting its entire AI ethics unit after acquisition. All of these events are documented and verifiable. They are not rumors or speculation. The problem was not the facts. The problem was the leap from facts to verdict. My assistant presented these events as if they were proof of a larger moral failure, as if the very existence of all these restructurings demonstrated that corporate ethics was hollow, hypocritical, or fraudulent. That leap was not supported by evidence. It was a conclusion dressed up as fact, and that's the most dangerous kind because it feels authoritative while leaving you exposed. The risk became clearest in one line the assistant offered as the evidence for my argument. AI still reinforces bias, erodes consent, and concentrates power. In isolation, I suppose it's rhetorically powerful. It sounds like the kind of sweeping indictment that belongs in a manifesto. But presented as evidence without sourcing, context, or careful attribution, it transforms into a blanket accusation. That's the point where confident prose becomes legally and ethically brittle. And when I recognized this problem, the AI even offered a common way to sidestep responsibility. Instead of stating these claims outright, I could soften them with attribution. I could say something like, critics argue, or observers note, or people are saying. This is a common rhetorical trick. It allows the writer to smuggle in an accusation while avoiding direct responsibility for it. The allegation is still there, but is wrapped in the form of reported speech. The problem is that this move creates the form of accountability without the function of accountability. It looks responsible. After all, you're not saying it yourself. You're just reporting what others say. But in practice, it's a way of laundering overreach. I refuse the move. Why? Because it was precisely the mismatch I was trying to expose in the first place. Optics over substance, form without function. To use it myself would have been to commit the very error I was indicting. This is where my own framework, ActFoE, came into play. ActFoE insists on a simple principle. Action should follow evidence as reaction follows stimulus. When action diverges from evidence, a third factor is at work. When I ran the draft through ActFoE, the mismatch became obvious. Observed action, confident, prosecutorial language that accused companies of using AI ethics to preserve institutional standing, even as they abandoned solutions. Evidence, documented restructurings and layoffs of ethics teams alongside accelerated AI deployment. Mismatch, the certainty of the claims outpaced what the evidence could sustain. And finally, third factor, persuasive cadence, the AI style which engineered authority without grounding. Put simply, reductions in staff does not equal an abandonment of AI ethics, and to claim otherwise would have indicated motivation on my part for making the claim. It's one thing to imagine is possible, it's another to state it confidently, especially if we go back and look at what the original evidence was for the claim. The original draft accused AI companies of reinforcing bias. This is a serious claim. Without support, it reads like a blanket accusation, one that could easily slide into claims that entire organizations are racist, sexist, or criminal. Erode consent. This is a normative judgment about data practices and surveillance. Without evidence, it's a blanket allegation that AI companies are guilty of copyright infringement. Concentrate power. This is a structural observation about market dynamics. Dropped casually into a sentence, it becomes a throwaway clause that sounds like an antitrust indictment. Each of these ideas can be argued, documented, and debated, especially if attributed to specific companies. But none should be dropped as a declarative evidence line without support, especially against all of the companies. The moment you do, tone becomes the weapon, not proof. This experience taught me three things. Tone can outrun truth. AI doesn't just produce content, it produces confidence, and that confidence can turn interpretations into apparent facts. Attribution is not absolution. People are saying is a rhetorical rug. It hides overreach, and I don't like it. Evidence must be ownable. If you can't verify it, don't declare it. If you can verify it, say exactly what you can prove. My AI assistant handed me Slander, and I nearly passed it along. What stopped me wasn't luck. It was a framework that forced me to slow down and test the evidence. The danger wasn't malice, it was misplaced confidence. The safeguard wasn't optics, it was responsibility. This time, function won over form because I forced action to follow evidence.